back to the lecture at hand. And this one I am excited to talk about. I couldn't stop laughing. So PFF, a lot of people live righteously and religiously by it. When we all argue, we pull up numbers, and people pull PFF numbers. I'm always quick to flip them a FU, you know. And but today, Spinny, they
it fits my narrative, so I love them.
It fits my narrative, so I love them. And I guess. Like grade rating throughout the starting quarterbacks, whatever. Mm-hmm. Jared Goff, despite him being top 10 in most like statistical categories this year, PFF had graded him 20.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, they use all those weird ass numbers like interceptable plays and shit like that.
Correct.
Shit that you don't like.
Yes, and that's like my whole like beef for the PFF stuff is like, it's all subjective. They're not real stats. They're stats they literally made up. Yeah. They made up these fucking stats. Please do not use them in an argument with me when you sound fucking stupid.
Yeah.
However, this one fits my narrative.
I'm sure admitting it.
PFF did a whole 10-minute segment of them just frying Jared Goff. The segment was the breakdown of the reason we did the grade or whatever it's called. And if we just have a quick, what do you call these, footnotes from this?
Cliff notes?
Yeah, cliff notes. Can you play that video, Chris?
Yeah.
Spark notes.
I like Jared Goff. I liked him coming out. Mm-hmm. He's a good, solid NFL starter. He's had a couple of rough years in there, including 2021 with the Lions. I think Goff epitomizes the mid-tier NFL quarterback. Again, I like Goff. He's a good, solid quarterback. He's fine. He is in the middle class of quarterbacks, which is, in the grand scheme of life, very impressive.
Who again, I think it is worth making the point that he is a capable starting quarterback. That's about as far as I would go. Goff equals mid is what you're saying.
Oh, look at you. Good interpretation for me. That's great.
It's off the chain.
Damn, dude. He said in the epitome of life. That's pretty impressive.
That was rough. Man.
That is rough.
God. Ethered him.
Dude, solo camp this guy right now.
Oh, man. I fucking love it, baby. Why they have to go so hard, bro?
They did not. That was aggressive.
That was aggressive. There's like personal shots in there.
Goff probably banged an old girl and he got a little salty.
It's not what happens, Spinny. We deal with what happens. These lunatics in the chats, the live chats, and on Twitter, or wherever the hell else you'll find them. The people who
multiple watches.
Yeah, the multiple watch guys in their basement making YouTube videos. We talk sports. We're supposed to talk sports.
Yes.
I never sit up here. I never bullshit you. I never lie to you. There was that one Michigan State time. I ain't gonna lie, but
yeah, that was
that was rough. And I paid the consequence for that, and I learned from it.
You got dragged.
But I'll never bullshit you. I'm never up here trying to give you a hot take. I'm never up here just blatantly hating on somebody. I'm always gonna tell you. I'm gonna give it to you straight up, and how I feel and how I look at the situation.
Give it to me.
I'll give it to you as long as you want.
Classic.
And when I watched Jared Goff my entire life, I didn't watch him at Cal, but I was always like, eh. And one of the points they brought up in the ether of Jared Goff, this was like a diss track. This was unnecessary.
It was a little etherish.
I feel like we get
fuck JG.
Yeah, fuck JG. I feel like we get a little out of hand with it, and I'm like, well, it's fair. We're the heavyweights. This is PFF, bro. Yeah. They called him mid to close it off.
I said some bad things about Jared Goff in my life. I'll admit that.
They probably say the same things behind closed doors, but it is what it is. And if you guys want the numbers, buy the numbers and take it with a grain of salt. It's PFF. You guys know how I feel about PFF, and here are the numbers behind why they ranked Goff the 20th best quarterback in the league, in their opinions. And one of them is 24 turnover-worthy plays.
See, what does that even mean?
So, I do agree with you. What does that mean? And I gotta assume some of it is
I could have got intercepted here. Look out.
But there are, and I get it. Like if you're gonna, it depends. Like what that I need to know the context of a turnover-worthy play. Like if you're talking about in Chicago, there's a dropped interception.
Yeah.
In the Buffalo Bills game, he did that weird ass like he did like a spin around. Like he tried to pull on the Joe Burrow warm-up video. I don't know what he was doing.
Spin around.
Yeah, literally. Dropped interception by Matt Milano. I think there's another one. Matter of fact, I think there might have been 2 in the New York Giants game. I would consider those turnover-worthy plays, yeah. But I don't know what the context of their turnover-worthy plays are. But 24 of them, that's 3.6 of his throws. That puts him in line with Dak Prescott, in which they iterated in that video. By the way, when they turned, I'll get to that later. But they said Dak didn't even reach that number until like towards the end of the season. We got a little sloppy with the ball. That's upwards.
He also missed a bunch of games.
That too. But he's alongside with Josh Allen as well. Yeah. So there's that. Turnover-worthy plays. Take that with a grain of salt. Again, it's PFF. You guys love it. The other thing, too, is situationally is the one that Sam Monsoon brought up. And on 3rd and 4th down plays, he ranked 20th, and again, in turnover-worthy plays with 10 of them. Meaning, I think it was like, 43% of the passes he had in those situations were behind the sticks and or turnover-worthy. And that's not 50, but 43 is a big chunk. 2.9% big-time throw rate. If nothing sounds like a made-up stat more than a big-time throw rate, then there it is for you. But 2.9% is his big-time throw rate. What ranks him below, ready for this? Zach Wilson.
Yikes.
Taylor Heineke.
What is big-time throw rate, though? Davis
Mills. Dak Prescott. Derek Carr.
But what about?
Hey, hold on, let me say this part. It's my favorite part. I wish Neil was here for it. So that's in line with Tua before Tyreek Hill. this is their words.
What is big time throw rate? Is that like passing plays down the field? Or?
I gotta assume so, right? Like maybe a certain amount of air yards. I mean, we could look it up. I don't know if.
And I just want to say something. Rustin Burks in the Woodward Sports Chat, valued member of the Woodward Sports Chat, valued member of the heavyweights community. He said, if Goff gets a playoff win for the Lions, you haters can shut it. No.
Nope.
No. What?
Nope.
That is not something that is not the magnum opus of quarterbacking. Like one playoff win, a single thing happening. I understand as Lions fans, you haven't seen it in 30 years. We haven't seen it. I haven't seen it in my life. Like, it's not something that happened for life, but it's not on us. It's not on our evaluation of quarterbacks for that to be held accountable. It's for the franchise to be held accountable. One playoff win doesn't make someone elite, doesn't change what they are, and I understand looking in the grand scheme of things, yes, Jared Goff is a middle-tier quarterback, but this year he had a top 10 quarterbacking season. I will put that is true.
Yeah.
Jared Goff was a top 10 in the quarterback in the NFL this year.
Yeah.
But in his career, lengthwise, you know what he is, you see what he is, and that is a competent NFL starter. That is a guy who can win you games when he has a great team around him. That is a guy who can win a playoff game when he has a great team around him. But he's not elite.
And the thing I love, too, is you're proven wrong. No. What the, like, no? We had an argument. It's been heated, and like back in the day when our arguments got heated. I mean, they still do. They get spirited. And I told you, I think Jared Goff has everything he needs this year that you could probably compare to what he had in LA when he had the best. I'm sorry, I think it was like the 13th best offense in league history. And we had a big argument over it. I gave you the receiving core. I discussed like the offensive line. Guess what happened? Goff had questionably his second or third best year of his career. Mm-hmm. Like it. I'm not proving me wrong. This is everything I told you is going to happen. When you give a mid to good tier quarterback like Jared Goff, the offensive line that he had, a Ben Johnson, an Amon-Ra St. Brown,
a 17 touchdown scoring running back,
DJ Chark. Yeah, like if he's performing less than that, the one thing I will say he impressed me with was the interceptions.
Yes,
100%.
That impressed the shit out of me.
Fewer interceptions than I expected, but. I want to say the turnover worthy. I'm not going to point to their turnover worthy because I don't know what the hell that is. But you're not going to sit here and tell me that you didn't see that interception that he threw in Chicago that was dropped. You're not going to sit here and tell me that you didn't see that interception he threw against the Bills that was dropped by Matt Milano. You're not going to tell me you didn't see the same thing against the New York Giants and so on and so forth. And sometimes it's just the way the game goes. I don't truly like holding that against too many people unless you're starting to see it time and time over again, and it gets just missed opportunities by defenses at that moment. But he's more so. We said it actually yesterday when Anson was talking about extending Jared Goff. We said Jared Goff is more so the facilitator of this offense versus. Actually, no, they said this in the video too. The driver. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say he's a passenger just along for the ride of Ben Johnson's offense. He's the facilitator. He's not the. I told you this again. Big time players make big time plays. Jared Goff he's not doing that type of stuff for you.
No.
But in a system like this, we have pieces around him. You should be successful.
That is vastly improving. That is getting more talented by the year.
Yes.
That has a lot of talent on offense and a great offensive mind in Ben Johnson. He makes plays. He makes things happen. He took care of the ball extremely well this year. Like I said, he had a top 10 year. Jared Goff had a top 10 year for sure.